What are Anthony Joshua's strengths and weaknesses as a boxer? 1. Basic defensive frailties. In this under fire image, what exactly is AJ's left hand doing? As far I can see, it's not doing a lot, but at least he's got his right hand up, so why not have your left hand up as well? But without being ultra critical, the defensive aspects of his game are still very amateurish. To a seasoned observer, this is glaringly obvious. He needs a much tighter head guard and way better head movement, which at the present time is almost non-existent. Simply put, at world level he is a sitting duck target to a decent counter-puncher, Andy Ruiz Jr. Also, he is wide open to body shots as well. In terms of body shape and rhythm, he has to do much more when he is not throwing punches. 2. Mediocre chin/weak survival instincts. I know this is an unflattering image, and we all know that no fighter exactly looks good after being knocked down, but after taking a big initial punch, AJ looks like Bambi stranded on ice. When he gets hurt or shocked, the red mist descends and he mistakenly gets drawn into a brawl, or he does a silly, discombobulated dance. To me, this indicates that he is simply an on-top fighter who is solely used to being a frontrunner, even in sparring sessions. He doesn't seem to have practiced or rehearsed what to do in a boxing crisis, and for a former world champion, this is worrying. When he is winning, he looks like $1 million, but when the shoe is on the other foot and he has to take the pain, then he looks like an old and well-used $10 bill. Once again, both his posture and facial expression here indicates confusion. In his case, this disturbingly appears to be a reflex action, similar to opening your mouth automatically when looking in an upwards direction. 3. Over-reliance on dominant hand. It is pretty obvious the guy is right-handed. Most of us will have a dominant hand, which is the power hand. I think he loads up with his right hand way too much too often, and a crafty guy like Ruiz was reading his big power shot too easily. For that matter, so were Lad Klitschko and Joseph Parker. Against all the other third and fourth tier opposition that he steamrollered, this one-dimensional/over-reliance on his right hand didn't cost him. He also needs to work big time on his left jab and keep pumping it out with some authority and intent rather than just pawing with it. A good stepping/stiff left jab will keep a bullying fighter like Ruiz more honest and off balance. 4. Recovery of balance. Every so often, even pro boxers miss the intended target by wide margins. Some miss more than others, no big deal. I think Parker made AJ miss more than his previous opponents, but he didn't make him pay for his overcommitment on power punches. For a world champion, AJ is often off balance, particularly after missing on left-handed power shots. This is no surprise given that he is lugging around 250 pounds of body weight. When off balance, everyone is vulnerable to a lesser or greater extent. However, the taller and heavier you are, the longer it takes to recover your balance, and this is when you are most vulnerable to fast counter punchers, like Ruiz Jr. 5. AJ is a headhunter. He has a great right cross, which has done its fair share of damage over the years, but he needs to work on his body punching. If the value of body punching hasn't yet sunk into his brain, then I guess it never will. The irony of his defeat to Ruiz was that the guy with the better body was the one who was breathing heavy. Ruiz went to AJ's body like a seasoned pro and fulfilled another great old boxing adage: kill the body and eventually the head will fall. If you watch the fight carefully, watch out for Ruiz's left body jab. It was a game changer and literally denied AJ any breathing space. It isn't a finishing punch, but the body jab slowly pecks away at stamina, oxygen, and strength reserves. 6. Way too much emphasis on physicality instead of boxing technique. Just in case you hadn't realized, you're in the boxing business, not bodybuilding. Save the V-shaped poses for when you're on the beach.